Welcome to another episode of Norway Perspectives. Today we dive into something that might seem simple at first glance, driving in Norway. Whether you've just arrived or have been here for a while, it's easy to assume that having a valid driver's license and a car is enough. But Norway has a strict legal framework, a strong culture of road safety, and a digital infrastructure that can trip up even the most experienced drivers. It's a system built on trust, but breaking that trust, even unintentionally, can lead to consequences far more severe than you might imagine. So picture this. You're driving, you cause a minor fender bender. You exchange information, but later you get a call from your insurance company. They won't cover the damage. Why? Because you've been in Norway for 7 months on a non-EU license and you never exchanged it. Your license, and therefore your insurance, is invalid. You are now personally liable for thousands or even tens of thousands of kroner in damages. Now, for those with licenses from countries like the US, Canada, Australia, the UK post-Brexit, or anywhere else outside the EU EEA, listen closely. This is where it gets complicated. As a tourist, you can drive on your foreign license for up to 3 months, perfect for a road trip holiday. As a new resident, the moment you register as a resident in Norway, Folkeregisteret, a new clock starts. You can use your foreign license for up to 6 months from your registration date. After that 6-month period, your license is no longer valid for driving in Norway. This is the trap. Many people assume they can drive on it for a year or indefinitely. They can't. You must exchange your license for a Norwegian one within that 6-month window, assuming your home country has a reciprocal agreement. If it doesn't, you may have to take the full Norwegian driving test, which is a long and expensive process. So what happens if you miss that deadline? Driving without a valid license. This is a serious offense. If you're pulled over, you face significant fines and could be banned from driving in Norway for a period. Insurance invalidation. This is the big one we mentioned. In case of an accident, your insurance company can, and likely will, refuse your claim. You'll be personally responsible for all costs, to your car, the other person's car, and potentially even medical bills. It could be financially ruinous. Immigration status. A serious traffic offense could, in extreme cases, complicate your residency renewal or future applications. Go to the Statens Vegvesen, Norwegian Public Roads Administration, website today. They have a detailed guide and a license checker tool to see the exact rules for your country. Don't guess, know for sure. Okay, your license is sorted. Now let's talk about the day-to-day things that drain your wallet. Norway is a highly digitized country, and this extends to driving. You'll see these signs everywhere. Bomstasjon. There are no booths, no people, no way to pay with cash or card on the spot. A camera simply photographs your license plate. How do you pay? For residents, long-term, you get an autopass brikke, a small tag for your windscreen. This gives you discounts and consolidates your bills. For tourists are short-term. If you don't have a tag, your plate is photographed. For foreign registered cars, the bill is sent to you via a company like ePass24. For Norwegian registered cars, like rentals, the rental company will charge you, often with a hefty administrative fee. What can go wrong? Ignoring the bill. The fines for non-payment are steep, and they will find you. If you're renting, you'll get a big surprise on your credit card statement weeks later. Before you drive, register your foreign vehicle on the ePass24 website. For rentals, ask about their toll policy up front. Parking in Norwegian cities is a masterclass in reading comprehension. The fines, or control of gift, are notoriously high, often starting at 600 NOK, around 60 USD, for simple mistakes. Here's what to look for. Max p-tid 2-timer. Maximum parking time is 2 hours. Mat avgift, you have to pay. P-skive, you need to use a parking disc, a little clock you set in your window. Resident parking, bibor parkering. If you see this, you can't park there without a specific resident permit. Most payment is done via apps like EasyPark. But be careful. Forgetting to end your parking session in the app means you'll be charged for hours, or even days, of parking you didn't use. Norway has some of the highest speeding fines in the world and very low tolerance. City limits, usually 50 km/h, sometimes as low as 30 km/h. Rural roads, typically 80 km/h. Motorways, some are now 110 km/h, but many are still 90 or 100 km/h. Even going just 6 km/h over in an 80 km/h zone will get you a fine of over 2,000 NOK. At higher speeds, the fines become astronomical, and you risk losing your license through the DOT system, prickbelastning. 8 dots in 3 years, and your license is suspended. Finally, let's cover a few rules of the road that are unique or just very strictly enforced here. Vikeplikt for høyre, yield to the right. This is the most important and most non-intuitive rule for many foreigners. On any road without a priority sign, the yellow diamond, you must yield to all traffic coming from a road on your right. This applies even on what looks like a main road intersecting with a small side street. Assume it applies everywhere in residential areas and city centers, unless a sign tells you otherwise. Pedestrians are king. At a marked crosswalk, fotgjengerfelt, you must stop for any pedestrian who is waiting to cross or has entered the crossing. Not slowing down, but a full stop. The enforcement is absolute. Headlights on 24/7. Day or night, rain or shine, your dipped headlights must be on at all times. It's the law. Winter driving. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a legal requirement. From roughly November to April, you must have tires suitable for winter conditions. This means either non-studded winter tires or studded tires, piggdekk. The minimum tread depth is 3 mm in winter, 1.6 mm in summer, but much deeper is recommended. If you use studded tires, you have to pay a daily fee to drive in cities like Oslo. Driving with summer tires in winter conditions is illegal and incredibly dangerous. Alcohol. Norway has a near zero tolerance policy. The legal limit is just 0.02% BAC. That's less than one small beer for most people. The penalties are severe, huge, income-based fines, license suspension, and even jail time. Don't even think about it. Look, I know this sounds like a lot to remember, and some of it might seem harsh, but it all stems from a core principle of Norwegian society, nullvisjonen, or Vision Zero. The goal is 0 deaths and serious injuries on the roads. This strict framework isn't designed to punish you, it's designed to protect everyone. By understanding these rules, you're not just avoiding fines, you're participating in a culture of safety and respect on the road. So, our advice is simple. Verify your license with Statens vegvesen. Register for tolls and download a parking app. Learn the signs, especially the priority road signs, and yield to the right. And when in doubt, slow down and be cautious. Driving in Norway offers some of the most breathtaking experiences in the world. By doing a little homework, you can ensure your memories are of epic fjords and the northern lights, not of flashing blue lights and an empty bank account. Have you ever been caught out by one of these rules? Or do you have another tip for new drivers in Norway? Share your story in the comments below. It could help someone else out. Thanks for watching Norway Perspectives. Drive safe, and we'll see you in the next episode. This isn't a scare tactic, it's a real scenario. In this episode, we'll break down the 3 biggest areas where people go wrong: licensing, money traps like tolls and parking, and the unique on-the-road rules. We'll show you what can go wrong and, most importantly, how to stay on the right side of the law. First things first, your driver's license. This is the foundation of your right to drive here, and it's where the first major pitfall lies. The rules are different depending on where you're from. If your license was issued in an EU or EEA country, you're in luck. It's generally valid in Norway for as long as it's valid in your home country. Simple, right? However, if you become a permanent resident here, you are encouraged to exchange it for a Norwegian one. It makes life easier for renewals, and if you ever get pulled over. But legally, you can keep using your original license until it expires.